Kush's movie review.
This week's Kush's movie review is The Outlaws, currently on Netflix, starring that fella from Workaholics, Pierce Brosnan, and some other people. If you are watching just a standalone version of this show, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Give us a thumbs up. Let us know what you think about the thing in the comments. Appreciate it. Kush, I saw most of this movie because it's one of those movies that you just kind of watch on a Saturday afternoon when you, oh, it's raining, I'm not going to go out yet. Let's just put something on Netflix. And this came up. So I might have some opinions on it, but it's your segment, it's your show. Let the people know what your thoughts on The Outlaws.
Well, so you said you only saw part of this movie. I would love to know what interrupted you, what captured your attention better. What did you just get a little rumbling in your tummy? Did the dog need to go out for a walk? Did the wife go, honey, should I wear the blue dress or the yellow dress? And then the rest of the day was just killed because, yeah, well, this is not a good movie. So I would love to know what captured your attention and distracted you the rest of the day. Because I sat through the whole thing.
Probably a squirrel. I don't know.
Oh shit! There you go. There.
Now I saw the initial opening part of it, and then I missed
a lot.
and then I came back in when the in-laws were being introduced, and then I kind of maybe went out for a cigarette, let the dog out. So I kind of like I came in and out.
So you never even like pause the thing. You just like just let it play, bitch. I'll figure it out. I'll figure it out.
And then I watched the ending bit.
So this is The Outlaws. It is it's actually a hard R, and it is 95 minutes. I think it's actually time-wise, I think it's economic. I think it's as tight as it could be. We normally say take out 10 minutes, take out 20 minutes. In some cases, take out a whole hour. I think they literally made this movie as tight as they could be, not enjoyable. It is directed by a man named Tyler Spindle. What else has he done? A couple other Netflix movies or comedy specials. He's done one other project for Happy Madison Studios, which is what this is. That's the Adam Sandler film studio. By the way, the difference between an Adam Sandler movie starring Adam Sandler and an Adam Sandler movie not starring Adam Sandler is about $45 million, apparently, because this movie was cheap as fuck. They made it if they didn't make it on a little tiny backlot, which is fine. I don't have a problem with that. They made it in the very smallest town they could possibly find, I'm guessing in Vancouver, but we didn't double check that. But this is a very small story in a very small town, and it just doesn't work. I didn't know this was a thing until 3 days before a review. In a perfect world, had we not been talking about travel and blah blah blah, we would be either reviewing Barbie or the Oppenheimer movie today. But we're doing a special pre-record, so we're doing this film. This does start the guy from Workaholics. That's Adam Devine. Only one of his other thirds is in this. I believe this the guy Blake, the dude with the curly wild hair. He's from Sacramento, so it was nice to see him. But he is such a non-character and shoehorned into this 95-minute odyssey where you're just like, why are you here? You don't need to be here. Oh, you're the funny EMT
you're the wacky guy
who does all the drugs. You're the wacky guy who does all the drugs in his ambulance. Okay, no, you're dumb. This also stars Nina Dobrev. I don't know if you're familiar with her. I've only seen one movie with her, and that was like the Triple X sequel reboot. She is incredibly funny in that. She might be the best character in that movie. She is not a character in this. She's just girlfriend, fiance, female character. Her parents, however, is Mr. Pierce Brosnan, one of my favorite James Bonds. Yes, I said it. And then the very beautiful Ellen Barkin, who is 69 years old. Okay,
nice.
A lot of folks are like, when they're talking about what senior citizen would you bang, a lot of folks are saying Helen Mirren. I'm like, Give me Ellen Barkin every day, dude. No, no. By the way, recommending an Ellen Barkin movie. Go back to 1995. She did a spy movie with Lawrence Fishburne.
Ooh.
There's like a really graphic sex scene in it. Like, there's no penetration or nothing, but you're like, damn, can they show this to us on video in 1995? I'm only 15, but ooh, this feels intimate. Ooh,
Is that one of those
dear.
movies with Lawrence Fishburne where you're like, because obviously he kind of blew up with The Matrix and so on and so forth. It's one of those movies where
This is before The Matrix.
yes, this is one. So it's one of his movies where he actually looks young, and but because you have the picture of him as Morpheus, when you see him young, you're like, what? Who is that? He looks so different when he's obviously because he's younger, but he just like, what the fuck is that?
You should see Boys in the Hood then, because he actually looks older in that than he does in The Matrix, and he was significantly younger. And that's the movie that did put him on the map. That came out 3 years before the movie I just recommended. However, so Netflix, you're not really good about advertising your movies. Again, this is one of those things where I was just like, let's look for something on Netflix. And then this commercial came up, and I was like, well, I like Pierce Brosnan. I clearly like Ellen Barkin. Adam Devine, he's a funny dude. So it's 95 minutes. We're gonna put this on. And the commercial led me to believe that Pierce Brosnan and Ellen Barkin were spies, but no, apparently they're bank thieves. They're very good bank thieves, but they're bank thieves, and for some reason, daughter Nina Dobrov doesn't know that. Nothing makes sense. Again, it's an Adam Sandler film, but because Adam Sandler is not in it, it's $40 million cheaper. And yeah, this movie is not fun. Lil Del Howery, isn't it?
Lil Ray
We need
Howery.
to figure out your name better. Thank you, sir. Yeah,
But oh yeah, he
he's this
stars
there.
as wacky security guy who's friends with the lead star. Oh,
Yep.
people know him from the movie The Free Guy. What did he play in The Free Guy? Oh, he played wacky security guy at a bank who's a friend of the lead. Like, come on, guys.
You know what else he was in? He was in Get Out as wacky TSA agent who's friends with the lead guy.
Like, I guess he just has
Who's
one
going, motherfucker, they're going to eat your asshole. Apparently, little Rel has a type, I guess. So,
do you know who I was very happy to see in this movie? And I didn't know who.
Oh.
Michael Rooker.
Oh, Michael Rooker. Yeah,
I did not expect to see him.
I'm not a fan of the Michael Rooker. He's at least better than Ron Perlman.
But oh, his character wasn't that great, and but I was just like, oh my god, I love that guy.
Michael Rooker plays a weird character since you brought him up, where it feels like he's playing a private investigator, but he's supposed to be an FBI agent, but he's also like got a straw hat on and might as well be smoking a corn cob pipe. And
he looks like he worked.
See here.
He looked like he worked in the police department with Dick Tracy.
That's a very good call.
Why was he wearing that?
It's a weird character choice, and I bet they let him make that choice, and I bet they let him do the wardrobe, because again, this movie was $45 million cheaper than a regular Adam Sandler film. So I sincerely wish I could tell everybody this was a funny movie. It's not. Pierce Brosnan, always charming. You enjoy his work. Ellen Barkin, like I said, that bitch is beautiful. Adam Devine, playing an Adam Devine character. He's a spineless wimp who gets some gusto because we gotta save the day, and it's the movie I'm starring in, and then Nina Dobrov is barely there, which is weird because she's actually she's got comedic talent and is sorely and criminally underused here. Anyways, The Outlaws, rated R, 95 minutes, written by two dudes who we neglected and will not bring up anymore. It's a 2 out of 5. Go find a way to see Bad Company from 1995 and watch Larry Fishburne and Ellen Barkin. Fuck.
The one good thing about this movie, which I did
it's actually get, probably very disappointing.
So this movie it had its funny moments, but it was one of those like
sure.
Well, it was like mostly those moments where you're kind of just watching it, and then you just kind of like acknowledge, like, oh, there, that was funny. It doesn't make you laugh. Just like, oh, that was funny. But at
There's a scene where
one
Adam
point where I did,
Devine is on his hands and knees, and I forget what the context of
or
is.
was he doing CPR in the
Context of
bank?
him. What? No, no, that's later in the film. I think he's just in his kitchen, and he's like, "Baby, you didn't tell them about my grotesque back hair." And sure enough, in only this one scene in the movie is his shirt raised just enough, and it's a cartoonic carpet of lower back hair. Like that's never been on a man, and I'm an incredibly hairy man for everybody that did not ask. Okay, and what Adam Devine is trying to display comedically, it's just not a thing. It's just not a thing.
Yeah, I mean, I have hairy hands, hairy legs,
It's
hairy
a lot
feet.
of dumb
I don't
things
have any
like
hair on
that.
my back.
No hair on your back, you're lucky.
I also don't have much hair on my chest either, so I'm a less of a man.
Eh,
But one line that did get
here or
me
there.
was when I can't remember the exact scene, but then like the wife is like, "Oh, he kind of looks like James Bond," and Pierce Bond goes, "Which one?" And she goes, "Oh, the fifth
Yeah.
one, whatever." And he's like, "Oh, that's the best one." With that man, he's talking about himself. That was funny. Break the fourth
Yeah, that
wall.
was
Yes.
cute. That was a fun callback or a fun little moment for the audience. Yeah. Also, crazy to think he was the fifth James Bond. That means
I
we
think
had six or
it's one of
seven now.
those. I think if I let me try to pull this up real quick because I
So we
think
got Sean
there was
Connery, we
technically,
got Roger Moore, we got Timothy Dalton, we got Pierce Brosnan, we got Daniel Craig. But then there's this Woody Allen movie that may or may not count.
yeah, that's that technically David Niven, that's his name. Technically, he was the
David Nivens.
second
Okay.
person to play James Bond, but it's kind of like that doesn't count. So it's like, yeah,
Oh,
you
and then
go,
there's
hey,
the one guy who only played James Bond, Majesty's Secret Service.
George Lazenby.
That dude actually has a fascinating movie about his experience playing James Bond. It's not necessarily a biopic, um, but it's just like, yeah, I just fucked around in New Zealand. I smoked a lot of weed, drank a lot of beer, fucked a lot of bitches. And then someone was like, "You want to be James Bond?" I was like, "Sure, why not?" And then they presented me with a contract. It literally said slave contract. It said I have to, what I can eat, what I have to wear, how I have to look. And I was like, fuck all this. I don't care if I ever play James Bond again. I've already done the movie. I don't need to sign this stupid contract. And fantastic film. Forget what it's called, but George Lazenby's James Bond doc biopic. Anyways,
All right. But yeah, Pierce Brosnan's my favorite. Just simply
same.
because that was my first one really growing up, and then also
Okay.
the GoldenEye video game, classic.
The GoldenEye video game is crazy. So saw GoldenEye in the theaters.
And the song Tina
Then a
Turner,
few years
GoldenEye, baby.
few years later, N64 dropped the GoldenEye video game. And then me and my friends in high school played it so goddamn much that eventually I think two or three James Bond movies had come out since then. And then one day GoldenEye was on like USA or TNT or whatever basic cable
Yeah,
edited network. And I just watching this was like, they made this movie so accurate to the video game. And I went, oh no, 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 that's the wrong order. That's the wrong order. Oh shit. Like, because like we were in the laboratory at one point. It was like, damn, they got this thing one for one. Like, look at that, dude. Anyway, that's how dope the GoldenEye video game was. However, having said that, I'm a Perfect Dark fan. I
I'm
think
not gonna
Perfect Dark
judge.
is better.
I'm not gonna judge. But yeah, I think the fact that we have gone off on a tangent talking about James Bond for the last 5 minutes tells you all you need to know about this movie.
2 out of 5. Two out of
2 out of
five. Should
5,
actually
yeah.
probably be less. But yeah, it's not a good
Uh,
movie.
the beauty of it is on Netflix, so it's one of those like it's. I would never go out of my way. Like if someone's like, "Oh my god, I want a movie to watch. What's a really good movie?" I'm never going to suggest this. But if someone like just texts me like, "Oh, I'm kind of bored, just hanging out. I've got like 2 hours to kill. Should I watch The Outlaws?" I'm not going to deter him. I'm just if you just stick it on, yeah, it's not bad.
No, no. Go watch a Bill Burr special. Go watch Burt Kreischer. Go watch Fortune Femster, whose name I hate. But go watch her. Don't watch this.
Oh, I'm not. No,
Netflix
if someone
thankfully has a
asked me,
cacophony of comedy specials that are way better than this.
there you go. 2 out of 5. If you want, check it out.
You were going to say something. I'm going to cut you off. I'm sorry.
Will I? Oh, I was just going to say, I'm
Yes.
too. If someone texts me and say, "Hey, should I watch this movie to kill a couple of hours?" I'm not going to
Show them
sit
this
there.
review.
No, well, yeah, you should watch an episode of Waffle Box instead. No, I'm not going to dive into that. Well, what kind of movies do you like? What are you in the mood for? So I'm just going to be like, yeah, fuck it, stick it on.